As a cricket fan, you usually see what's going on the pitch in the Oval, but we're the insiders and we're going to give you a 360-degree view of this tournament. Over the next 7 weeks, we've got 48 matches on the menu. It's a fantastic prospect. Cricket's greatest celebration. Are you ready, Niall?
Thanks, Elmo. Ready to go here at the Oval, England, South Africa. Two powerhouses of world cricket. A wonderful venue, a wonderful spectacle in store. Let's go.
Welcome to our first show. It's a fantastic occasion. The sun has joined us as well. It got the invite, which is great. It missed yesterday's party entirely. I'm joined by Niall and, of course, King Kallis, Jacques Kallis. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Niall, it's a pretty fantastic occasion. Look at this. Could we have asked for anything more?
Fantastic. We're all here. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for a good week, 10 days. I know Jacques has just flown in, but we've been here for a week or so. Sun's out. Looks a great pitch. The ground's going to be full to capacity. The host nation against the South Africans. So what more could we want?
Jacques, tell us about the vibe that you've experienced around London. You were there at the opening party yesterday.
It's been magnificent. Got here a couple of days ago. I think everyone back home is certainly excited. So to arrive here and see the vibe that there is in London and with the opening ceremony, I think I'm just glad that it's getting started. I think everyone is just get it started and get playing, and so we can enjoy the experience.
Now, it's the first time this century that the Cricket World Cup comes back to England. Jacques Kallis was here the last time around. We'll ask him about how much has changed since then, how much remains the same. But if you missed our opening party yesterday, this is a quick look at what went down.
We can't wait to start. I'm sure like the other 9 captains and their teams, tomorrow obviously is a very exciting day for myself, Faf and both teams and everybody around the country. So we're incredibly proud to be where we're at. Hopefully we'll be a great host and hopefully we'll do everybody proud.
Okay, well, so that game of Creo or street cricket that we had with the celebrities that went down, Jacques Kallis was in a team with Stephen Pienaar, roundly beaten by England. Is that a good or a bad omen, Jacques?
Oh, hopefully they got the win out the way, and they can have yesterday's win if we take today's win. But it was great fun. Certainly the first time I'd lifted a bat in a long time, so I felt a bit strange. Used to a golf club in my hand, so I think I need to work on my cricket again.
So you were here in '99. How much has changed since then?
Well, the weather's still the same. Rain and sunshine and all that, but other than that, pretty good. The same vibe. Arriving here and feeling that experience brought back a lot of memories from last time, good and bad. But excited to be here and be part of this again. It's a great tournament, and it's a tournament that you want to play in as a player. It's the ultimate, certainly, in one-day cricket, so I think the guys are excited.
I want to ask you about being a young guy coming through a World Cup. There's going to be nerves. There's a lot of young players in this England side, a lot of expectation on their shoulders to win a World Cup. How do you deal with that kind of pressure?
It is tough, especially having the one of the favourites tags. South Africa knows all about that over the years, and it's something that is different to deal with. It is different cricket to playing normal games against each other. It's a World Cup, and there's pressure in every game. I like the format, even though I know there's a few countries that would like it slightly different. Yes, but it is nice that when you are involved in the tournament, you do get a chance to catch up if you do get off to a slow start. At the end of the day, in this format, I think the top 4 sides that play the most consistent cricket deserve to be there. So, it's going to be interesting to see how England handle the pressure. South Africa haven't done it that well over the years. Haven't won the World Cup with that label. So, let's see how England goes.
Okay, well, speaking of pressure, we played a round of You Laugh, You Lose when we stopped by the South African team hotel recently. Take a look at how it went.
What did the policeman say to his belly button? So that's my point. You're under a vest.
I decided to sell my vacuum cleaner. This is a good one. It was just gathering dust.
Do you know the first French fries weren't cooked in France? They were cooked in Greece.
Did you hear the rumor about butter? I'm not going to spread it.
Cat buys some groceries from the shop.
The cat.
Yeah, a cat buys some groceries at the shop.
Yeah.
And the card declines. And the cat says, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me."
So bad. Rewind.
There we go.
That round of You Laugh, You Lose going in favour of Shamsi. Dale's ruled out, though. That's about as much as you're going to see of him today. Jacques Kallis, where does South Africa go now without Dale?
That is a big loss for us. But, like I said earlier, it's a long tournament and you don't want him to get injured and out of the tournament. So rather play it safe, make sure he's 100% fit. He's going to play a big part for us in the World Cup. So sad not seeing him play, but I think in the long term, the right decision.
What about Rabada, Jacques? You would have watched him closely in the IPL, watched him for the last couple of years in South African cricket. He's had a bit of a niggle, went home early from the IPL, but he's key, isn't he?
He is, he certainly is. He's going to play a major role, especially without Dale being there. He's come on leaps and bounds in the last year and certainly an exciting player. Speaking to a lot of the opposition that have played against him, hits you a lot harder than what you think, aggressive. So I think he's going to lead the attack today and hopefully can pick up a few sticks up front.
Now, this is the Insiders. That's our job, is to get the inside scoop. What kind of guy is he really?
Relaxed guy, hell of a kind guy, but I think he put a ball in his hand, different story. I think a lot of the fast bowlers are like that, gentle giants, but a fantastic guy and a type of guy that you watch and you want him to do well. He's got that type of personality. The guys get behind him and I think he has a lot of fun off the field as well, which is important.
Let's talk about England. Jofra Archer, of course, the guy dominating the headlines, but is that going to be where the game is won and lost for them?
He's a young player coming to the setup. He's achieved a lot since he's sort of made his name. I think there's a lot of expectations on his shoulders. I think he can deliver. He's a special player. Be interesting to see how he goes and how he deals with the pressure, not having played in too many international games.
Well, I've been watching him closely over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I've been very impressed, not just his cricket, but how he's carried himself as an individual. There's a lot of pressure. Once he became available for England, every single newspaper was talking about Jofra Archer. Jofra Archer, he's ready to go. England are ready to go. England wanted to play 2 weeks ago. They were ready 2 weeks ago. And I wonder, will that just play into South Africa's hands a little bit?
I agree with you. I think he's a special player, and I think he enjoys that type of pressure, and he wants to do well. He likes being in the forefront. So, like you said, I think England were ready 2 weeks ago, and sometimes you can play these games before the game's actually played. It'll be interesting to see how England handled it.
A lot of talk there around his inclusion, about what it does to team camaraderie when guys who've been in the setup for a while get excluded. Speaking of camaraderie, let's take a look at some of the guys' quirks in dishing the dirt.
I'll take that one on the chin. The guys do the same thing, they just don't do it as much as me. Quinton de Kock. Definitely. To every beat. Kagiso Rabada. Anything Bob Marley. I think Andile Peshogwayo, he loves his comfort. Shamsi just recently got married, so I'm pretty sure he's watching a lot of us. Probably David Miller, eh? I feel like he's a messy guy, Shamsi as well. He's always looking up his cricket stats for some reason. He's always looking at how well he's bowled this game or last game, and so yeah, he's always on the phone. That's a tough one because everyone actually seems to have pretty good playlists. But if I had to guess, I'd say Morris. I'll take the honesty call on that. It's definitely me. Yeah, I'm not a morning person at all. KG, definitely. Andile, looking at sports pages or the latest celebrity gossip, something like that. He's always in a SIM card.
Lungi and Gidi out in Kagiso Rabada for always being late for the bus. Who was that guy in your time?
We had a few of them. I think probably Herschel Gibbs was the one that was there and thereabouts. Mark Boucher every now and again missed the bus, but generally in our time the guys were pretty timely. I think you had to buy drinks at the bar, so no one really wanted to do that It's not a tag you really want.
The Cape Town boys, you're mentioning all the Cape Town boys. You're not mentioning yourself there.
No, we laid back boys. Yeah, I think I was late for the bus a few times, but I can't mention myself.
It's so important, though, the team spirit. It can get you through those pivotal moments when push comes to shove, and that tense moment. If you're there with your mates and you've got a really tight unit, it can just give you that little bit extra, that extra 10 runs maybe with the bat, or an extra bit in the field just to get you over the line when these crunch games come to the back end. So I saw the South Africans, and they're a very, very tight unit, very well gelled. I was watching them play football yesterday. Great team spirit.
Yeah, you're spot on. I think sometimes in a World Cup and these big tournaments, you forget to actually have fun. And that's the key, is if you can have a lot of fun away from the game, that can sort of lead into the game situations as well. And if you have fun on the field, it makes the game a whole lot easier. And the guys are obviously pretty tight and have had a lot of camps together and know each other pretty well. So, hopefully that can transpire onto the field.
Speaking of margins and small things that can have a big effect, let's talk about this venue, this pitch out here. You've taken a bit of a closer look now.
I had a look yesterday, yeah. There was a lot of grass yesterday on the pitch, but all the England bats were... You're taking any grass off? You're taking any grass off? The ground said, "Oh, I might take." He was keeping them in check, but they've shaved a bit off. It looks good. You've played here a lot, Jacques. So a bit of pace and bounce in the oval.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a great wicket to bat on. It takes you a few balls to get in, just to get used to that little bit of extra bounce. But the outfield is so quick here, and it's a fairly small on the one side. So I think once you get in, you can cash it and really go big. So
excellent.
I see it being a sort of a big scoring game.
Okay, lekker. Well, that's the word from Jacques Kallis. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Niall O'Brien. Remember to keep an eye on our Facebook, Instagram and Twitter pages at ICC, at Cricket World Cup. We are going to be taking you inside almost every corner of this ground today. Cheers.